Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on Happy RC Flyer here on YouTube. Today is Tools and Tips Tuesday, and today we have another tip for you. It's how to set up your dual rates and Expo on your Spectrum radio. Now we'll be demonstrating how to do that on an NX10 today, but this will work on any of the Spectrum brand radios and probably some other brand and other manufacturers as well once you get the idea on how to configure it to a switch. So this will work, especially be helpful hopefully on your NX brand radios or your NX series Spectrum radios, your NX, your DX, your IX. It's pretty much the same. So hopefully this will be helpful. And if you guys like these videos, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Most of my viewers are not subscribed, and when you subscribe, that helps grow the channel, and I desire to grow the hobby. If you like that unsponsored, unbiased perspective on things, this is the channel for you. So subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video at the end, hit the big thumbs up button, and that helps the video. And also drop a comment or a question, drop some ideas. I like to hear from you guys, the viewers and the RC community. So if you have some ideas on tools and tips for future videos, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear things that you enjoy and things that make the hobby a little bit better, more enjoyable and less stressful, keep you in the air and less time on the ground. So that's what it's all about. So share the video with a friend that you think might enjoy it, and let's get into it. So as I mentioned already, we'll be demonstrating how to do that on the NX radio today. And I call them dual rates, but actually it's tri-rates. So it'll be three settings on your rates, or three sets of rates, and we'll be putting them on this little 3-position switch up here on the top right. I think that switch is called G, and we'll show you here a little bit. Let me get the camera adjusted so you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, hopefully you can see that a little bit better, and hopefully be able to see the settings that we're going through here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to press this roller dial, which should bring up the function list. We're just going to press it in, and there's our function list. And the second one down on the function list is going to be rates and Expo, and hopefully you can see that, rates and Expo. And after you're on rates and Expo, then we're going to scroll down. Let me adjust the camera. There we go. We have rates and Expo. We're going to scroll down. It's on list. We're going to scroll down to switch, and once we select it, it's going to highlight the switch and it's going to say on. And so what we want to do is toggle the switch that we want to assign it to. And as I mentioned already, I'm going to assign this to G. This is a 3-position switch. So as we toggle back and forth this 3-position switch, it's automatically going to select or highlight switch G. After it's selected and highlighted, you need to press in on this dial again to select it. And then we're going to go up and we're going to set, this is already at 100%. It comes default at 100% rates. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click that and highlight it, and we don't need to do any adjustments, but what we're going to do is we're going to leave it highlighted, and then we're going to adjust it to the next position. Now I like to have mine when the switch is this direction towards the operator. I like to have it on the lowest rates, and as it goes away from the operator, I like to have it in the high rates. So it's already at 100%. I'm going to bring it down to the next one, and we're going to scroll this down to 50%. I'm going to scroll this on down to 50%. There's 50, and then we're not going to select anything. We're just adjusting these, and then we're going to select this to the first position, and then we're going to scroll it down to 25%. Now you can try different rates, but this is just how I like it, what I've become comfortable with and enjoy. So then after that is selected, and we've adjusted all of those, and you can see as I adjust the switch, it goes from 25 to 50 and 50 to 100. So there we are, and you have all 3 rates set up, or tri-rates, on your ailerons. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. Oops, we got to select it again, so then it's out of that highlighted mode. We have 35% Expo, and I'm not sure if it selected that already, just out of default, but I normally do like to set them at 35%. So the position is all the way up. Sorry guys. And as I adjust this switch, I want you to be able to see as I adjust the switch, then it's at 0, so I want to change it to run it up to 35%. And then I want to change it again, run it up to 35% again. So that way we have the same Expo on all 3 rates. And as we toggle through there, you can see that our Expo stays the same on all 3 positions, but our rates changes from 25 to 50 to 100%. So then after we have that selected, we're going to go up here to the next one. We go from aileron and we scroll to the right to elevator. And then we scroll down here and do the same process. Highlight the switch, assign it to the same switch G, and then select it, scroll up, highlight 100%, we're already at 100%, the next position we want to be 50, and then 25, and then we select that, we go down here to 30, or we go down here to Expo, we want to run it up to 35%, select the next position, run it up to 35%, and then the final position and 35% again, and then select it. And then we want to go through and we want to check them. So we're at 100% rates. Oh, hopefully you guys can see that. 100% rates, 50% rates, and 25%. Let me scroll up here, that way you can see it better. So as we scroll and toggle through the different rates, we don't want the Expo to change. At least I don't. That's the way I like to set them up. So then we're going to go up. Oops, we didn't mean to change that. We're going to go up to elevator. We're going to go to the next one, rudder. We're going to do the same thing. It's already at 100% as default. We're going to select that. Then we're going to send it to the next position. So we want that at 50%. And then we want this at 25%. Oops, passed it up. We're going down to Expo. We want all these at 35%. And I might go a little fast, but you can always, what do we got going on here? What's happening? Oh, we forgot to set it up on a switch. Don't forget to do that. Simple steps here. I'm trying to show you guys how to do it correctly, and I do it incorrectly. So highlight the switch, toggle through it. After it's selected, confirm it. Then we got to do the same process over again. There we go. That's at 25. Yeah, they're messed up. So this needs to be at 50%. Oops. Oops. Wrong direction. Wrong way, Jonah. 50% and 25%. See if you can see that a little bit better. Okay, we're checking all the different rates. Then we want to go down to Expo and again do the same thing. We want to run all three of these up to 35%. Now that's just where I like them. Different people have different preferences, and there is nothing wrong with having preferences. And I encourage you to play around with these settings if you want. I feel like 35% Expo and these three positions on the rates are kind of the sweet spot for me. So you just have rudder, elevator, and aileron. And so what we're going to do is we're going to check all three of the settings. So we have it in the lowest rates. Should be 25% on all three of those. We see that it is. The next rate position is 50%. And they're all at 50 with 35% Expo. And then 100% rates. They all have 35% Expo. So there's a few reasons why I like to have them all on one switch. One reason is if you want to change your rates, you don't have to remember different switches that you put them on. You don't have to use up a bunch of channels just to have different rates for different channels or different control surfaces. So that's the way I prefer it. Now I know a lot of guys they'll put maybe high rates on the rudder, they'll tune back the ailerons, and they'll leave the same standard rates on the elevator or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm not here to say that there's a right or wrong way of doing it. I'm just kind of here to show and demonstrate what I enjoy and what I find is helpful, and what I like, and teach you guys how to do that. And that can be kind of a baseline. If you end up liking something different, you can use this video as an opportunity to learn how to set up rates in Expo, and then from there you can explore and make your adjustments however you like. So one reason I tend to have all the rates standard on all the switch, or on the one switch, all the rates on one switch, I feel like, for me anyway, I tend to be able to recognize how different models fly and how they handle differently, as opposed to setting all the models up to fly exactly the same. So I like to enjoy the uniqueness of each model and how each model handles a little bit differently. So again, that's me. There's not a right or way to do that. a right or wrong way to do that. So if you like something different, there's nothing wrong with that. So seems like there was something else I was going to show you. I think I was just going to show you in monitor mode. Can I show you that? I don't know if I can show you that. So yeah, with Expo, the first part of the stick, you can see how my ailerons are not moving very much, even though I'm moving the stick kind of significantly. And then with 100% rates and 35% Expo, it softens the stick. It acts like it's got lower rates towards the center of the stick, and then it significantly increases towards the outward of the stick. Or when you're moving the stick, it'll fully deflect the control surface, whatever control surface that is. So hopefully that gives a good explanation. Guys who fly a lot of 3D will sometimes do minus Expo, and that makes it like overly sensitive, so you just barely have to move the sticks at all, and it looks like you'd be slamming the sticks back and forth, and so you don't have to move your your joystick very much, and it moves your control surface a whole lot. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. Now I do fly a couple different styles. I do some mild, what I would call sport flying or mild aerobatics, but probably primarily most of my fixed wing flying, at least, is more like scale flying. So these rates work really good for scale flying. 35% rates on all three, or 35% Expo, I'm sorry. This Expo setting works good for me for scale flying, and it's 35% Expo across all three of the rate positions. So I generally will leave my rates in 100%, but I do like to have rates set up in case I want to hand off my transmitter to someone else. If it's a transmitter, or if it's an airplane or aircraft that has safe technology, then I will turn safe on, and I'll put it on, low rates or mid rates, maybe 50%, and that kind of helps tone it down for a guest or a friend that I'm going to let fly my plane, so it's not so touchy. So, well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you found that portion of the video helpful, and if you do desire to set them up on different switches, you can use the same operations, the same procedures, and instead of selecting G, you can select any switch you want. So different people have different preferences, and that's why there's not just a default setting from the factory that's locked in. That's why those settings are adjustable. So feel free to explore, try different options, see what other pilots suggest that you admire their flying, or you have another friend that has a different preference. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why they make different settings, and they're fully adjustable, and they're pretty fun to tinker around with. So I encourage you to explore those things and learn about the hobby and see how it changed the feel of your model, and you might really enjoy it. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you have other ideas, drop them in the comments, other video suggestions on tools and tips and ideas for future videos. I know some of my friends there have dropped some ideas for setting up safe, initializing safe in the receivers, and also how to unlock them and set them up, the ones that come in bind and fly models. So look for those in future videos, and if you have an idea or a comment or question, feel free to drop that in there. I always like to hear from you guys, like to hear what your thoughts are and ideas. So part of doing these videos is hearing from you guys, seeing what you like, and hopefully you enjoy them. So subscribe if you haven't already. I know I mentioned that quite a bit, but I don't make any money on the videos, so just hoping to grow the channel and grow the hobby. So if you like the unsponsored, unbiased perspective on things, you're at the right place, and hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the big thumbs up button, and share it with a friend that you think might enjoy it. Again, if you have an idea, feel free to share that. The comment section is there for that, and hopefully you found this helpful. Thanks for watching this episode of Tools and Tips Tuesday, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.